Functions. Inverse function. So how do you find the inverse function? If you have the original function as f of x, so if this is the original function, the inverse function is denoted as f inverse of x. So this is the symbol for the inverse function. E.g., you have f of x equals 3x minus 5. So find f inverse of x. So we have 3 steps that we need to follow. So what are those 3 steps? Step 1, let f of x be y, or you can let it be any letter. So let f of x be y. So the function that we have is f of x equals 3x minus 5. So step 1, let f of x be y. So it is going to be y equals 3x minus 5. So that is step 1. Step 2, make x the subject of the formula, or solve for x. So the equation that we have is y is equal to 3x minus 5. So how do we make x the subject of the formula? So this 5, it will go this side. It was negative 5. When it crosses the equal sign, it will be positive 5. So it is going to be y plus 5 equals 3x. So our interest is to make x the subject of the formula. So I'm going to divide throughout with 3. Throughout with 3, so that 3 and 3 can go. I remain with x. So it is going to be x equals y plus 5 over 3. So I have made x the subject of the formula. So the last step, which is step 3, you just have to replace y with x. This y, you have to replace it with x. So replace y with x. So therefore, the inverse function of x equals, where there is y, we substitute x according to step 3. So it will be x plus 5 over 3. So this is the inverse function of x. So those are the 3 steps. Example 2. Given that g of x is equal to 3x minus 1 divided by 5. Find a g inverse of x. So g of x is equal to 3x minus 1 over 5. So remember the steps to find the inverse function. So the first step, let g of x be y. So it is going to be y is equal to 3x minus 1 over 5. Then step 2, make x the subject of the formula. So how do we make x the subject of the formula? So here, this is 1. You need to cross multiply So it is going to be y times 5. It will give us 5y equals 1 times 3x minus 1. It is 3x minus 1. Remember, we are making x the subject of the formula. So this is negative 1. So negative 1, it will come this side. It was negative 1. When it crosses the equal sign, it will be positive 1. So it will be 5y plus 1 equals 3x. So our interest is to make x the subject of the formula. So I'll divide throughout with 3. So 3 and 3 goes. I remain with x equals 5y plus 1 over 3. So that is x, the subject of the formula. Then the last step, we said replace y with x. So g inverse of x equals, where there is y, you replace with x. So you have 5x plus 1 over 3. So this is the answer. So part B, find g inverse of negative 2. So to find the g inverse of negative 2, you need to use g inverse of x. So of which we have g inverse of x. So the g inverse of x, it is 5x plus 1 over 3. So that is our g inverse. That is our g inverse of x. So to find the g inverse of negative 2, we need to use the g inverse of x. So here it is simple. It means where there is x in the g inverse, we are going to substitute negative 2. So where there is x here, we substitute negative 2. Where there is x here, we substitute negative 2. So in this case, we are going to have g inverse of negative 2 equals 5 times negative 2 plus 1 over 3. So g inverse of negative 2, 5 times negative 2, we are going to have negative 10 plus 1 over 3. G inverse of negative 2 equals negative 10 plus 1. Remember that negative and positive, you need to subtract. So here we are going to subtract, we are going to have 9. So remember, sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is 10, it has a negative. So the answer is going to be negative 9 over 3. So G inverse of negative 2 equals 3 into negative 9. We are going to have negative 3. So this is the answer. Composite function. So when we talk about composite function, what does it mean? So composite function, it is the combination of two or more functions. That is what we call composite function. You have f of x. So this is f of x and this is g of x. So you've been given two functions. So if we combine the two functions, for example, g function goes into the f function. So what we are going to have is noted as f g of x. So when you see this combination, this is what we call composite function. So composite function, it is denoted as fg, or it can be f of g. It is the same. So that is how a composite function is denoted. So let's look at some examples. So e.g., f of x is equal to 3x, g of x is 2x plus 1. Find fg over x. So what is the best way to deal with composite functions? So when they say fg of x, it means that g of x has entered into f function. So let's look at this one. Dear mathematicians, this is what it means. So you've been given f function. So the f function is f of x equals 3x. You've been given the g function, which is g of x is equal to 2x plus 1. So what does this mean? When we say fg of x, it means g of x, it will be substituted in x of f function. So this is what it means. So here we have g of x. So this is our g of x. So this g of x, it will go there in the f of x. That is what it means. So here we are going to say, so this is what it means. I'll repeat again. When we've been asked f g of x, it means g of x, it will go in the f of x. So this is our g of x. It will be substituted where there is x in f of x. So here we have fg of x equals 3 times where there is x, we are going to substitute 2x plus 1. So there we are going to break the brackets now by saying fg of x equals 3 times 2x. We are going to have 6x. 3 times 1, we are going to have 3. So this is fg of x. So part B, find g f of x. So what does this mean? This means that f of x has been swallowed by g of x. F of x has gone into g of x. So now what do we do? So this is the best way to do it. G of x is 2x plus 1. F of x is 3x. So remember that it is g f of x. So where f, it will go into g of x. So where there is x in g of x, that is where we are going to substitute our f of x, which is 3x. So g f of x equals 2 times where there is x, we substitute 3x plus 1. So there we say 2 times 3x. There we say 2 times 3x, we are going to have 6x plus 1. So this is the final answer. So part C, find g of x. So g of x. So we have g of x as 2x plus 1. G of x as 2x plus 1. So what does this mean? This means that g, it will go into g. So this g of x, it will go where there is x in g. So we have g of x equals 2 times 2x plus 1 plus 1. So where there is x here, We have substituted 2x plus 1. So we are going to break the brackets. 2 times 2x, that is 4x. 2 times 1, that is 2 plus 1. So these two are like terms. So we have 4x, 2 plus 1, we have 3. So that is our g of g. So example 2, given that f of x is equal to x plus 1 over 2 and g of x is equal to 2x, so find fg of x. So now fg of x. So what does it mean? This means that g of x has been swallowed by f of x. So where there is x in the f of x, we are going to substitute g of x. So this is our f of x. So where there is x in the f of x, we are going to substitute g of x. So it is going to be 2x plus 1 over 2. So where there is x here in f, we have substituted g of x, which is 2x. So that is what we have. So this is our answer. Then part B, find fg of 3. So for us to find fg of 3, we need to use the answer of fg of x. Then where there is x in the fg, you substitute 3. Where there is x, you substitute 3. So this is what we are going to have: 2 times 3 plus 1 over 2. So this is what we have. fg of 3 equals 2 times 3, that is 6. 6 plus 1, we have 7. 7 over 2. So our fg of 3 is equal to 2 into 7, it is 3. Remainder 1 over 2. Then part C, we have g f of x. g f of x. So what does this mean? This means that f has been swallowed by what? By g. So we have g of x is 2x, f of x is x plus 1 over 2. So this simply means that where there is x in g, we are going to substitute f. So that is what is going to happen. So we are going to have g f of x equals 2 times x plus 1 over 2. So this is simple mathematics. So g f of x equals, so these two we can divide. We can divide. So 2 and 2 goes. So what do we remain with? We remain with x plus 1. So that is the answer.